were quite interested in talking to us. And they saw a team that were innovative. They saw a technology that they might or might not use, but at least an innovative team. And that they could actually bolt on to what they have been planning on. They had the sole strategy, they had a strategy around going for services, and they loved the concept around this. So for all of these companies, buying a company for 235 million Danish is not a big deal. Vodafone's free cash flow, annual free cash flow, is more than 8 billion euros. And Google, I don't even know, but Google is probably twice as much. And not Google, the internet player, and the other one also quite high. So it's not a big deal for them. So what they really wanted was to buy innovation, buy their way in, just win 6 months time to market by having a concept with maybe some basic technology that need to refactor in order to scale it and use it for millions of users. But they had some basic that would buy them, let's just say, 6 to 9 months time to market, plus a team that then had been very innovative already, and they could keep innovating. That's why 235 million Danish was not that much for a company this size, because that's what we did for them. We did buy them time to market, 6-9 months. And you look at that burn rate of having a big team employed with highly paid engineers to do the same innovation, that would have taken them, just if that took them 6 to 9 months, they would have saved that cost in acquiring us instead. So the rationale was clear for them to buy us. So we had like 3 people very interested. One of them stopped looking early in the process. The other 2 kept looking. After, I think, 4 weeks, we made an exclusive deal with them, say we'll only negotiate with them. After further 6 weeks, we signed the deal. And there we were, sold the company. Boom. And what I remember the feeling about, this feeling standing there and then look at the entire world and say, I told you so. Because that's what it felt. We had been talking to quite a lot of investors during the lifetime of the company, trying to raise more money or getting some more international investors in, and they didn't really believe in the concept. I tried to explain to my friends what SUP was about. Some of them were users, others were like, it doesn't work on my mobile, it's a bad service, I don't really get it, why are we spending all the time on that? A lot of people in the speeches at my wedding tried to explain to a lot of amusement for the crowd on what SUP was and made jokes about that, so my family didn't really understand it either. But 235 million, they sure hell did understand all of them. That was a big thing. So standing there, and not to be arrogant about it, saying, I told you so, but it's just the feeling. I told you so, of course I could do this. Of course it was possible to build something, and actually make a success of it. But it might also have been, this was May 2008 that we sold, and the financial crisis was kind of starting there. Lehman Brothers went belly up in, so you remember the date, 20-something September 2008. So only was that 3-4 months away from big financial crisis, where our investors were more or less out of money, and I'm not sure we would have raised the next round. When we sold the company, we were pretty much what we call pre-revenue. So the burn rate of having 22 people employed were all being funded by these investors. That 4 million euros they put into the company. And if we couldn't have raised the next round, the company might not have existed. So timing, again, is everything, because if that hadn't happened, I think SUP might not have happened, at the end of the day. But it was pretty much the same, and then I would not be standing here. But it was the same thing we did, pretty much. So it's just that little difference. I don't think it's luck, but there was just a little difference in timing. But I think I would have done it all over again, even though if the successful outcome didn't happen. And the reason for doing that is that by doing a startup, you get something you cannot get anywhere else. You get this extremely rewarding thing about you knowing that you made all the difference, that you built this. There's no one else. When you're in a big machine, I've tried to be at McKinsey, and they'll spend a lot of time telling you that you're unique. You're the reason why we won this client, or we got this project, or whatever. But then you leave, and then the machine just, you know, kind of close the hole after you, the day after, because they cannot afford to be dependent on one single person. Of course, you're adding value, but the difference you make in a big organization is from 80 to 100, which for some of you might be rewarding enough, but try to feel that the difference you're making is from 0 to 100, knowing that if you haven't done this, that company, that technology, that set of team, that exit would not have happened. That's extremely rewarding. And that alone is reason enough to try and go and do a startup. Another thing about, you know, building, one of the most important thing about if you want to start your own company is to find a team. I couldn't have, you know, I'm a lawyer of education, and I haven't written a single line of code in my life. So, and I've been building technology companies. So I could not have done this without, you know, people in the team. I think actually more likely that they could have done it without me than I could have done it without them. So the key for, you know, building a company is the team. And the team starts with a few mates, some co-founders that you actually really trust and you think you will have fun with, even though it's 4 o'clock in the morning and you cannot get the damn thing to work, and you know that you have a presentation at 7 o'clock in the morning. You still think it's funny to work with them. You trust them with your money, your life, and the latter one being more important, of course. And you really, these are the guys that you would really go quite far from, and you really believe in them. If you can find these people, and they have a bit of different skill set from you, so one being very tech savvy, and you being more on a business mind, other one being very commercial focused, and you being more good at concept and product. If you can find that team, then you're onto something, because that's where it all starts. When I'm looking at investing in companies now, I would rather invest in a good team with a shitty product than a shitty team with a good product. Because the shitty team with a good product will destroy the good product, but the good team with a shitty product can get the shitty product to work. There's a lot of shitty products out there that are actually making a lot. That's also where you start. You cannot do this on your own. And I would even say that one of the mistakes I made in UCEC was doing it too much on my own, meaning that I had a couple of co-founders. One was Morten Lund, you might know him, a friend of mine. He's not operational, so he wasn't involved as such. And the other one that I took in after a month, it was a kind of a technical developer, but he was very focused on the technical side. So I felt quite lonely at times. When you want to start a company, it's very, very tough, and you need to be prepared to invest a lot. And if you can have some people around you that have the same stake in the game, and also prepared to invest a lot and capable, then do that. Because then when you have downs, they might have ups, and vice versa, and then it becomes easier. And just and not as tough to kind of be there on spot every day, every day, full year. You are on stage. That's pretty tough. So that's the first thing to think about. The next part is then actually to build a team around that. You might just be 3 people starting up, but you know, if you do something ambitious, and that's what I would urge you to do, start something ambitious. Don't start a coffee shop. Start something big. Really think big. If you want to start that, you need to employ more people soon. And then it's key who you can attract into the company. This team really makes a lot of difference. So yeah, not much to say about that, but it's just, you know, just to comment on the sound like I did, so I didn't, you know, the team, there was an amazing team behind this that did this company. Then what you are looking for, both in your co-founder, in yourself, but also in the team you want to employ, is, are these people really prepared to invest? Are these people prepared to go all the way for this project?